Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
Of Live,
Let
Thrive. What is up, Myka? Man,
I'm chilling. Stevie Stacks, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good over here at my office space at this over here in Irving, Texas. But we are coming at you from Arlington and Fort Worth, Texas, where we live, right? Even though I'm in Irving. Never mind. I screwed it up already. So this is episode 240 of your favorite Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcast in the world.
Let's go, man. This episode, what episode did you say?
240. What you got on my 40?
240.
We keep going. We ain't stopped. I don't know why, but I guess we're having fun with this.
Yes, sir. We see people really love the me and you ep, so we got to start throwing a few more out there every now and then.
This is a me, you ep today.
And we got our special guest.
Hey, yeah, we're doing some special effects here.
Federico has joined us.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
cheers.
Salud. The other half of Argis Rentals.
Yes, sir, man. So how's things been going on the Argis side?
Oh man, it's been fun. Where to get started? I mean, before starting, I was telling Myka that I got this rush that I had to go to the doctor today because of the stress. So I think that sums it up. It's been a few.
Hey, let them know it's on your side, man. You can't just tell people you got a rash. You know, they start.
Nah.
He has been living in Oak Lawn for a little bit.
No, it's not. You cannot catch it.
It's not the monkeypox.
No, it's not monkeypox. No, it's a stress thing. I already got my meds. But yeah, it's stress. Basically, stress, and it's my body telling me, "Hey, dude, you're stressed out because you're running between the units, trying to make sure everything's okay, and trying to catch up with so many things, and trying to survive the Airbnb bust that we are doing it, but at a cost, a physical cost, basically." But I was thinking the other day, like, I was talking to a client that she it is one of our largest clients. We manage around 17 or 20 units for her, and we're talking about some of the units are not performing. I was telling her, listen, this couple of months, it's just at the end of the month I have to send an email to every client letting them know, like, okay, that their profits and loss. It is so stressful to know we're not meeting the numbers in some of the properties, and that we're doing the best. And actually, I'm looking at the market, and I look at the comps, and I see that we're outperforming the market. So we're doing better than the properties around us, similar properties, and still it's not where we wish we were. So yeah, that's creating a stress on me.
Hold on. That you bring up a good point. So you're doing better than the market, and they're still not making money. So that means nobody's making money, basically. So what do you think the solution to all this is? This is a good conversation here. And by the way, can you let the fans know where this? No, I don't even know if we want to know people the market, but actually, yeah, tell them the market so come here.
Yeah. So basically, the markets that we're struggling right now: San Antonio, Austin, Arlington. I'll say are the ones that are struggling the most, and then some areas here in Dallas. Fort Worth is doing great for us. For example, Grand Prairie is doing pretty well, but Arlington, we have a house in Arlington. It's a 331, and I was looking at the numbers, and the occupancy for the next month, it was on the weekends at 24%.
In Arlington?
In Arlington for the weekends.
You know what I just realized? Because you brought this up to me before, and you showed me the AirDNA about Arlington, and I even brought it up on the last show. I was like, but we're right across the street in Grand Prairie, and we're kicking ass. I don't understand why Arlington is struggling. and then the graphs look the same to me. Anyways, I was just thinking about it. And so the lady we manage for, she's in that 1 mile bubble that you're allowed to do Airbnb out of houses in Arlington. So what the city of Arlington created, they shoved all the Airbnbs into this 1 mile bubble. So they're all fighting for bookings in this 1 mile space instead of like houses in Grand Prairie. From south to north to middle to east to west, you can do Airbnb or short-term rentals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's different places you can be where people want to be. You know, some people need to be close to hospitals in Arlington. Some people need to go be close to the stadiums, whatever. Some people want to, be close to their mid cities. Arlington is huge, but the only houses that can do it are right around the stadiums. And so it creates this ultra saturation in this one spot. So of course, everybody that has a house in Arlington is doing Airbnb is going to be struggling, right?
And let me add to that it is like,
go ahead.
No, it is like creating like a seasonality. You know how you have some markets that are highly seasonal, and you get people only in the summer or the winter, depending on the location. This is something similar, because if you think about it, someone that's gonna come and visit family and friends and staying for a week, coming for work, they don't have to be 1 mile from the stadium.
Correct.
So the people that really want to be at 1 mile from the stadium is the people coming from for a game or a show or a concert.
Arlington, to be successful in North Arlington, you have to set it up. I didn't remember my condo I had up there. I did pretty well, but I never catered it to games. I always told people, you're in the dead middle of the Metroplex. You're 20 minutes from Dallas. You're 20 minutes from Fort Worth. So if someone who wants to come here and see DFW, they'll stay there because they know, I can get to Fort Worth. I can get to Dallas. I can see all of it. So I used to get a lot of people who are relocating to the area because they're like, I want to get acclimated to it. And I can find which area I like. Another thing you did say, which Steve touched on last time, you said unit type. You said it's a 3-bed, 1 bath that's struggling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you something that I've noticed with all my places where I have houses. 3 beds, 1 bath always struggle because you're all not only in competition with 3-bed, 2 bath, you're in competition with 2-bed, 2 bath apartments. So now you're in a real struggle because a person might book a 2-bed, 2 bath apartment because I get a second bathroom. Like my house I have a house that has a 3-bed, 1.5 bath and a 3-bed, 1 bath in Arkansas. They do okay. The one that's a 3-bed, 1.5 does great because it's like you can walk to the hospital. So people are like, hell yeah, I want that. But the one that's 3-bed, 1 bath that's a little farther from the hospital doesn't do as well as my 2 that I have exactly 1 mile away from each that are 3-bed, 2 bath. So unit type's huge as well. Unit type, I think Steve said it on his last, he said unit type, location, and then just a good overall product. So yeah, you may want to consider that as well. Like whenever, and listeners listen to this as well, definitely consider the unit type on arbitrages because you're different unit type, you're competing with a different crowd. A 1-bed, 1 bath, it ain't too much to compete with because you're probably just going to cater it to a nurse or a traveling professional. And it's usually, you'll have competition, but it's not going to be competing like a 2-bed, 2 bath can compete with a 3-bed, 1 bath or a 3-bed, 1.5. So you have to consider those things as well. That's good stuff to know.
Yeah, that's a good point because actually yesterday it was the first time that we got a guest asking like, hey, we're a group of 6. How are we going to do with the one
bathroom?
1 bath?
Yep.
You should put an outhouse.
Go look into it. Because and that's the funny thing is, that's what I ran into. Because I'm like, if someone books a 3-bedroom, and I think Steve, you posted in the chat, people want 3 bedrooms, they're traveling as a family. That's basically what it is. They're traveling as a family. And if you don't have that extra bathroom, man, but my one that always stays booked, it's 3 beds, 2.5 baths.
Yeah,
Never
that's perfect.
worry about it. It's perfect.
And if you think about it, even for the games, if you have 6 guys coming to a place,
yeah,
or 6 persons, six date and whatever.
3 dudes, I ain't gonna lie. Guys will do a 3-bed, 1 bath. They don't give a damn. Hell,
yeah, that's true.
They don't give a damn. But a family,
yeah.
Hey, wifey gonna be complaining, and you're gonna.
No, wait. I've been with my friends when we were younger. A group of dudes in a place with 1 bathroom, and we were like fighting for who's taking turns.
Yeah, and someone blows it up, and everybody's
go use a bucket in the bucket.
Yeah. So unit,
yeah, it's a good point.
yeah, unit type and location are huge, man. Like I think Steve touched on it last day. That your location, it's huge, man. And then like, yeah, because imagine if y'all had a 3-bed, 2-bath by the stadium. Couldn't miss. Because you get the bigger crowds. They're coming with families. You can set it up for kids to come. People want to. You can't miss. You know. Then,
yeah, but still, how many people you get? Like
we had one like that.
Yeah, we had one. We had a 3-2. We had a 3-2 that actually the owner decided to shut down. But that was a different story. It was getting booked, but it was an issue with the costs. And I talked about that property before in the podcast. It was a property that it was an arbitrage. This is an owner, direct owner. The 3-1, but the 3-2 that we had, it was a person renting it to a company. So it was a 4-layer between the guest and us, right? You have the owner, you have the management company, and you have the person renting it, and we're managing for that person. So the expenses at the beginning of the month, they were just gigantic because of that. Because as I said before, in the past episode, I've been saying this for a while. If you're doing arbitrages right now and you want to get management, it's gonna be tough. That's what we're seeing with our clients right now. Because there are a lot of homeowners coming to the space that flooded the space with inventory, plus they have lower expenses, lower costs, so they can rent at a lower rate. So
I think I'm gonna have to go back to Sean on this one. I think arbitrage is a game that you have to. If you're gonna arbitrage, you have to be willing to learn the business. Yeah. You know, if an owner has not a new owner, an older owner, they have the opportunity to hire a short-term rental property management company because of their operating expenses. They may have lower operating expenses. Now, if you're buying something brand new, we ain't get a little finicky if we ain't in a vacation rental market. But like arbitrage, I just think, you know, you got to kind of learn the business, man. You got to learn the ropes because, I mean, it's certain things that, you know, because it's 100% cash business. You know what I mean? So you got to be real careful because the people who are really, really successful at it, they do it themselves. Like us, we all do it ourselves. And then, of course, we will manage for someone, but they have to be willing to understand, hey, you're going to have harder months than the dude who been owning this property for 20 years. It's just what it is, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what would you do if a client came to you, you're manager for them, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not liking the numbers, whatever. And they say, hey, how about we do this? I'll tell you all my expenses. And then if at the end of the month I make some profit, instead of, I know y'all are charging 20% right now. At the end of the month, if we make profit, then I'll split the profit with you and give you 40%. Of course, if they don't make profit, we don't get shit.
I just switched to a profit share. Ask them, hey, would you like how about we just do a 50-50 profit share model?
Yeah, but what if the property is not making a profit? I still have, that's the thing. When you have a management model, it is different to doing an arbitrage where you understand that, you know, it fluctuates. I mean, we already earn based on the occupancy and profit. We already do that. But sometimes we are going to earn regardless of the owner making money, because let me give you a few examples on that. This will be after rent and cleanings, but we work with some people that they choose their cleaners, and some of the cleaners are more expensive than what we will get.
I got a book for you guys to read because I already know where you guys are going with this. You guys got to pumpkin plan your business. You got to pumpkin plan it. Like if you can't don't just take a client because a client's willing to come, right? You got to set up standards for your business, and then anybody who doesn't fit that standard, let them go. Like, hey, bro.
And that's something we've been talking about a lot.
Read the book called Pumpkin Plan. He will stress. He goes, he had a dude make more money by firing bad clients and only bringing in good ones. He made way more money because he brought in the people that fit into his system. Yeah. It's just like we cater to people on Airbnb. You know, we cater to that certain guest, and that certain guest is usually going to be the one that brings us the most money, right? That's how you have to do your business. It's called pumpkin plan. You got to pumpkin plan it. So If they want to bring in their own cleaners, like let them know straight up, hey, this is our cleaning crew that we work with. If you want your own cleaners, then sorry, we aren't the company for you. For example, I just had to do this. Me and Mahogany just had to do this. We just went and met a seller who wants to sell his property. He wanted too much for it. We let him know, hey, here's our price. And if we can't meet at this price, we're not the buyers for you. You got it's the same way. Once you set those standards, you won't be going through the stress you're going through because everything's that baseline.
Oh,
Because we sometimes forget there's addition by subtraction. There is addition by subtraction. Yep. There is straight up. That is a real thing. We sometimes try to hold on to stuff because we have a scarcity mindset, but we just have to have that abundance mindset. Yeah. The one that I manage, it is so easy because this guy, he inherited a property. He was like, bro, he said, and he told me, he goes, man, I already knew if something was to happen to this property, I'm just going to call you and I'll pass it off to you. He goes, I'll let you take care of everything. We furnished it. And at first it was an arbitrage model. We just arbitraged from him so he could keep it. And we turned it into a management model. Now we just take 20%. He gets the rest. He had no hands-on problems, no issues. The only time he calls me is actually to be helpful to the business. He'll be like, hey man, do you think we should fence the yard? I know they want dogs. I'm like, yeah, we should do that. So it's an easier model because he sees the vision of it and he understands what we're trying to do and it's better. That's for anybody who has a management company. I think, didn't Jasper and them, they came on and kind of broke that down as well, like having the perfect client.
Oh yeah, no, I'm we're working on that, and we've been working about that. There's also, as you grow your company, we acquire clients that maybe it's not what we want right now. But I'm not talking about this largest client that we want. I love her actually. It's great to work with her. But talking in general, like there's some clients that we have that I'll say today I wouldn't pick it up, but we already did, and we already have a contract, and we're also working with them in a good way. So yeah, at some point we may have to decide it is time to drop these properties. I already put a barrier, and I was talking to Steve about that. It's like we're not taking more units on the type of units that we know that bring more work and less profit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of it's hard because you're gonna turn down possible profit, but yeah, we're putting certain standards that we're gonna have, and we know what properties we don't want to manage anymore. We don't want more one bed, one bath in Lower Greenville, and the buildings where we are at. And actually, we should took a new client there, but that's because she has another 2 large houses. And it was a contact through our cleaners. I was like, okay, we take over this one. And she was like, let's do a 3-month trial. And if I like it, you get to manage my other properties. But we also we want to request, like, have a Ring camera, have a smart lock. And that's something we've been doing for a while already. But we still need to perfect that. Because nowadays we work like with 5 different locks systems. So let's get everyone in one lock system. Let's get everyone in one type of camera and stuff like that. So it is part of the growing pains. I'm in a point where I want to standardize everything. And that's actually what I've been talking with Steve. Now that I'm here in the US, for anyone that didn't hear the previous episodes, I was living in Argentina. I'm from Argentina. I just got into the US in November. So I was doing everything remotely. But now that I'm going to the properties, I get to see with my eyes what's going on, right? And it is a shock because I Steve was going to the properties and he knew what was going on, and I'm pinpointing and letting me know. But still, I'm more of the perfectionist, and by getting to the properties, from what it was on the messages and pictures and videos to actually see them, it is a cold shower type of feeling, like, damn, we need to work so much on this. And let me give you an example of something. I was pretty happy this happened. You may remember a long time ago, Steve started his first 2 arbitrages in a building in Lower Greenville, right? We started that deal in Bennett Avenue. That building was sold. The building really went through deep shit. It was like you'll go there, and here's the thing. Here's the deal. There's an alleyway next to the building where you get to enter to the parking. That alleyway was a mess. There are a lot of homeless people living there, and the gate was open all times. Also, the front door to the building didn't have a lock. Basically, there's a fence and there's a lock outside, but basically, if the gate is open, people can sneak in. And there have been times where they found homeless people sleeping inside the building and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, Steve, we need to do something. So I know they were having issues with vacancy, and they were trying to get us to get more leases. And I said, okay, let's tell them, hey, let's meet at the building, show me your vacant units. But actually, what I wanted to do is to pinpoint, like, hey, this is what's going on. We're not gonna pick. Actually, we're gonna drop all of our leases if you don't fix this, and that. So I met with the guy, and we get there, and I was like, hey man, yeah, let's take a look at the apartment, but let me show you a few things, right? I say, look at the gate, it's not working. He checked the gate opener, I don't know what it's called, but he lifted the plastic thing, and there was a message like it was a fuse. So because of a $4 fuse, we're losing bookings because people were complaining about a gate open for months. I showed him that it didn't have a lock at the front of the building, door, and how dirty it was inside and everything. I went in today, gate working, new lock, everything was clean. So man, they make it happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're having no cancellations now over there.
Nice.
No cancellations. So the reality of this business is that you gotta be hands-on, right? And I think that's something important, because I know a lot of people are jumping into this space, listening to what a lot of gurus are saying, and we know who's true and who's cap, right? But there's a lot of people saying like, no, yeah, this is gonna be passive. It's simple, right? And I said this before. This is like the new Bitcoin, where you put a lot of just a few bucks in Bitcoin, and then you have thousands of dollars. People think it's like that. It's gonna be passive. You just low barrier of entry, because you just need to get a lease, right?
With 6 months free the rent too.
Yeah, with 6 months. Yeah. And people think that it's so easy. And I know a lot of people like to set up places, and a lot of people are doing a great job into setting spaces really nice. But then when it comes to actually running the operations, it's a whole different story. Yeah. Especially when you start to scale. So we're running 70 properties, right? Running 70 properties, it's running a large hotel that is spread out, not in a city, in the United States. Different time zones. Today, one of my guys was saying, hey guys, today we have 19 check-ins, actually 20 because we got a new booking. My phone right now, look at this, is in silent mode. It's in focus mode, no notifications, because I know my team is running it fine. I don't need to be on top of. Right now it's 6 p.m. People checking in right now. But getting to this point is not easy.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that if you want to get in the space and you want to grow, there's going to be a lot of growing pains. So and it's not just doing passive.
I have a question. What is your perfect unit? Like, what's a perfect unit you would want? Like, hey, let's just say for men. No. For just a short-term rental, what's your perfect unit? Least amount of headaches, most amount of profit.
Okay, it's gotta be a place. So for me, if I close my eyes and you tell me your perfect unit is the ones that we manage for Sarah, a shout out to the car walls. So we have some units over there in downtown Fort Worth. So it's a building where we're allowed to do short-term rentals, and we have direct contact with the manager of the building, so he knows and he helps out for any maintenance thing. Easy to access. That place doesn't even have parking, and it never been an issue, right? So booked, I'll say occupancy is in the 90%. We're in this 90th percentile in the market, so they're crushing it. We rarely have issues. So those properties for us in management bring more than some houses.
Okay. So make that your baseline of your entire business.
Yeah. And that's what we've been talking about. It's like, how do we get more of that type of property? Yeah. Even if it's a house or an apartment, you want places where things run smoothly. I mean, things are gonna happen. Shit's gonna happen, right?
Well, I
Things are
dropped
gonna
those units
break.
in Houston. They don't fit the baseline. If they don't fit the baseline, cut them.
Yeah.
I just cut. Yeah, I cut 5 in Houston. These one in Dallas, they're doing pretty good, but at the same time, I'm really finding my baseline is just to own them. And then the next time I want to get into multifamily is, I think we was talking about this on the last episode, is to get into boutique hotels. I missed an 8-unit boutique hotel play that I wish I wouldn't have passed up. Cheap as shit too. I passed it up on it, man. I missed it, but $200K. So what I'm gonna do is baseline it. I'm like, I want houses, 3-bed, 2-bath, garage, Tesla charger. And then once you baseline your business, you now have a brand. So it all plays out, And then like now, most of the time, when I get a lot of reservations now, like in Arkansas, most of them from people calling, from people going to our website, and from people just coming to us directly, because that's the brand in that city. I don't have that brand in Texas yet, but I want to build that brand. So once your business has a brand, once you baseline it, build a brand, it's really easy to get direct bookings as well, because they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what you failed to mention is how beautiful the design was that Sarah made. And that makes a huge difference. She was doing unique stays before it even became like a thing that pushed you to the top, to the first page, So she's been doing it for a while. The problem is, I mean, she did some great ones for us. And people, it's funny, sometimes people will be like, I'll send them a few. They're like, they'll always pick out a Sarah one. If I send a travel nurse 4 or 5 units and I'm like, I have a unit over here in a better area, whatever. But they always pick out the Sarah units, the ones she designed. She designed it. She was so freaking cheap back then, like $1,000 or $1,500 just to set up your whole place and design it all beautiful and all that. I remember we had a designer on our show, remember, and we hooked her up with Sarah. It was, oh, you're a designer too. She came on way after Sarah. But she Sarah called me. She's like, dude, that lady you sent me, she went nuts on me. She's like, you should be charging $10,000 for designing and setting up a place, a 1-bedroom. And she's like, I never thought of charging that much, And so you can't really find a Sarah anymore that's going to do it for so cheap, but it just makes such a huge, if you can be at a place for a few years at least, then it's spend the 10,000 and get someone in there that can do it right.
If you own it, I'd say go 10, 20, 30, 40,000. If you really want to get the biggest bang for your buck. I'll say 40, depending on your market. Also spend what's for the market, what the market's going to bring. But yeah, I would go for that high end, because like once I get into that boutique hotel space, we're going high end.
Let me tell you something. Something I noticed is that even with design, you're gonna have you're gonna have guests that treat your place differently. And we noticed that. So it was a funny story when we landed here in the U.S. with my wife in November. We're supposed to close on a house the day before Thanksgiving, right? Which is where we're living now. But it got delayed, so we had to wait until after Thanksgiving. So it was like 5 days, and we had nowhere to sleep. It was my wife and I, our 2 dogs, when it was a puppy, and the cat. So we spent the first night at Steve's house, but we didn't want to pull a Steve, like the 5 of us. And we had this apartment in Fort Worth that we were gonna sign the lease. And when he texted like, "Hey, can we get an early start?" Went there, and we set up the place ourselves, right? And my wife did an amazing job into setting it up, like really cheap in terms of costs, but looking really nice and stylish and minimalist. And she's really good at design. Every guest that we had there took so much care of the place, left it in so good conditions. Because when you have a place that already invites you to be clean, and again, to be a place that looks nice, like people take more care. If there's a place that is not designed like that, and it's just a lot of furniture thrown in, a bunch of things, like people don't take care of that. I don't know how to express that very, very detailed, but I noticed that the more and the better design the place, the better care your customers are going to take of your place.
Yeah, it's because your price goes up, and therefore you have a different guest. So that goes.
Not only the price, to be honest. I mean, in the beginning we were pressing it low just because some bookings were rolling in, and still people were taking care of that place. But today, before coming here, I was in one of the Facebook groups and I saw someone put in, "Hey, I haven't had a booking in the last 30 days." And I opened the listing, and it was like one of our units, buildings, the like we call it the ghetto units,
Gentrified.
Yeah, gentrified. Man, and she called it a luxury Airbnb. Luxury Airbnb, and the queen bed was stick to the side of the wall. So basically, only once, like you know what I mean? It was like the bed was
shoved to the side of the wall.
Shoved to the wall. So basically, one side just to get into the bed.
Other side's against the wall.
Yeah.
That naming convention goes into it too. Better chat GPT a proper name.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
But if you call it luxury and you treat it like a luxury when you know it's not a luxury, you need to know your guest avatar.
Yeah.
So what we're doing right now is if we get any booking for anyone older than 30 years old, 35 years old, we're gonna reach out and say, hey, listen, just to let you know, this is an area where it's a bunch of Airbnbs. It gets crowded on the weekends. We have all the options if you want to check as well. But grown-ups are no for us in those buildings.
Yeah. You know what's speaking of, because you mentioned it, right? Like the title is important, of course, and there's other aspects that are important too. And a buddy of mine at work, and I've told you, like, a lot of people would come up to me for so long, especially when Airbnb was the hottest thing on the planet, right? Is everybody wants to just get an arbitrage and make $1,000 a month doing nothing. And so the only person at my whole work is my buddy Shannon. And he bought the house I told you in Shreveport. Remember, I told you he bought a house in Shreveport, and even at the height of the market, he bought it at 180 grand. Nice fucking house, man. And so it's a 3-2. Huh?
That's high in Shreveport.
But it was a really nice neighborhood. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy crap! Over here, that thing would be like 300K. But anyways. So he got a good deal on it, and he put some work into it, man. I mean, he painted the fireplace black, and I mean, it had this white brick, but he painted it black. It looked so fucking cool. And then he did some other things. I mean, him and his wife put a lot of work and love into that house. This is their first rental property, right? So they put a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of love, design. I mean, put some nice furniture in there, and they even poured fresh concrete in the backyard to make a patio, right? And he had this beautiful patio, table, chairs. It has this overhang, shade. I mean, really, really nice. And so I saw him a couple of days ago at work. I passed by him. I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "Oh man, just trying to get people to book my house. I hadn't had any bookings on Airbnb for a while. He gets VRBO bookings, but he hadn't got any Airbnb ones." I was like, "Well, just VRBOs actually I like them better, but whatever." And so I said, "Well, let me see your listing," and he showed it to me, right? And his first picture was the living room photo. Everybody puts a living room photo. His next one was a bedroom, and next one was a bedroom, next one was a bathroom, whatever. All the way at the very end, he had the very end of these photos. He started putting the outside pictures, which is this badass fucking patio. I mean, beautiful fucking patio. It has a nice barbecue grill. It has a really nice patio furniture, and like I said, that like $1,000 overhang shade and all that stuff, and freshly poured concrete. It just looked so amazing. I was like, dude, this is a beautiful picture of a beautiful patio. I mean, he goes, yeah, well, it's in the pictures. I was like, you want this front and center, man. You want to put this in the front, your first. I'd put it on my first picture, but you could put it, in the first 5. People could see it. And because he said, well, you think it'll make a difference? I was like, well, to me, if you're scrolling Airbnb or whatever, if I'm going on vacation and I see that patio, I'm gonna click on it. It's about clicks, it's about getting people to click on your property, because it's telling me I'm going on vacation for a little bit. It's painting a story for me, right? It's like, man, I could sit out there and chill with a beverage and throw some meat on the grill. Got the shade over it. It's just a nice. It just paints a nice vacation, picture for me. And
does it for you now at this point. He should have just done the Airbnb. They take your highest rated picture and they'll put it up first for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's right.
His wasn't his. I guess he didn't let him do it. Anyways, So the next day, I was, I always take Fridays off. I told you, right? So today I got a message. He's like, dude, he goes, I took your advice. I put that as my first photo, and I got a booking like right away for like a 7-day booking. And the guy's like, man, that patio's beautiful. He said exactly the shit I was saying. He's like, the patio's beautiful. I can't wait to grill some meat on there, hang out with my family on there. And he's like, dude, you were right. I was like, well, I know a couple things. I've been doing this for 7 years, whatever.
Question for you. Why are we not managing that property?
He asks me a millions of questions. And I told him, if you ever need management, of course, we'll help. But he wants to learn it all himself. I mean, right. He's totally obsessed with Airbnb now. He watches every YouTube person out there, gurus, and listens to Airbnb podcasts. He's balls deep in this stuff, right? Whereas that's how we were when we first started, and we're still obsessed with it because we're in it, right? But most people get obsessed for a little bit, and then they never do anything about it, and then they just stop, even listening to everything. But I don't know. It makes a difference. The order of your pictures makes a big difference. If you have something fucking amazing at your house, show that. There's a billion living room photos and that everybody puts front and center.
And that brings a great point, because I think that a lot of people, they're very biased because how many people that are doing Airbnb actually go and search for Airbnbs in the area, right? Or actually browse Airbnbs ever. I think people, when they list a property, they think every person that comes across a property, they're gonna go through the listing, look at every picture, look at the house rules, and read the description. So from 1,000 people that come across your listing in a search result, I'll say maybe 10 are gonna click on them. And then how many are actually gonna go and read through your listing? I know how I know this. Something I do is we put a secret word, listing description at the bottom. You have your listing description, and then other things to know, and you have different categories. So in the other things to know, at the bottom, after a long description, we put like, if you mention this secret word, we're gonna give you a discount of $10 on the first night. You know how many people mention it? Like, there's a bunch, but not every people booking are gonna mention that. So we can tell that a lot of people are not reading the description. They should look at the pictures. They like the price and the book.
Yeah, that's what basically Airbnb is. It's selling pictures. That's why, funny thing is, that's why I tell people to build a brand, because if you're just selling pictures, you can always find a picture better than yours, a picture worse than yours. But if you have a brand targeted to a customer, I think it speaks a lot more volume, because that's basically what Airbnb is. You're selling a picture.
You're selling an experience, imagination. That's what it is. That's what I always said. And like I always look for swimming pools first, because I'm gonna be on vacation. I want a swimming pool. Hot tub's nice too, But it's just, if you got something unique, put it front and center. And we had mentioned it on the show. And Fed has been experimenting in Oakland with sorry, I got on a tangent. He's been experimenting with taking the cleaning fees off, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but not all the listings had it in the title, no cleaning fee, right? So that's important too. If you're gonna do something like that, be sure to put it in the title, no cleaning fee, because everybody hates cleaning fees, right? That's the number one gripe. That's why Airbnb wants to reward people for taking off the cleaning fee. And when Fed first got here, we picked up what's it called, a T-Mobile T-Mobile Wi-Fi for the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We went and picked one up because one of the places didn't have Wi-Fi yet, and so this young kid was there, and he just chit-chatting. He's like, and it came because he was asking us, oh, you'll have different accounts. So we have a bunch of Airbnbs. Oh, y'all do Airbnb? That's so cool. That's all I stay at. It was a young dude, and he's like, that's all I stay at is Airbnbs. And he goes, why y'all charge for so much for a damn cleaning fee, man? That was like, I was like, I said, it's not us. We got to pay our cleaners, man.
That goes back to target avatar.
Yep.
My bigger properties where there's a cleaning fee, they'll pay it. But the young dude ain't booking it, which he ain't my target avatar in those properties anyway. So with the whole non-cleaning fee thing, I think if y'all haven't seen Mark Simpson, he just dropped a really good reel on that. and I agree with them. You know, like they're really catering to this no cleaning fee thing, but they'll allow a guest to call in and rant about the place not being clean and then get a full refund.
Yeah.
Well, hold on now. This is my thing on that. If you're going to rant and promote the no cleaning fee, right? Should you be providing a clean place? No. Because back in the day, if they would complain about the cleaning fee, what would you do? I'm just going to refund you the cleaning fee. What are you going to refund now?
Okay, here's the other side, and I do get it. I do understand part of that, because there are two things. A lot of people use a cleaning fee for charging for other stuff, and they're charging like stupid cleaning fees. That's something we've seen. But there's another thing, which is you're charging a cleaning fee, but you're asking your guests to fucking clean the entire place before leaving. And that's where the whole fuss is. If you go, I'm in Twitter a lot of hours, not a lot of hours, but I spend a lot of time in Twitter. And every time I see something about that, it's just people complaining like, hey, I booked this place, I'm on vacation, I don't want to fucking have to clean the entire place before I leave. And they're even treating you with fees and extra charges and stuff like that, not just I don't know,
that's
taking the trash out.
Problem. Then okay, if the guest is getting hit with cleaning fees and then being told to clean up, then leave them a bad review. Tell the people, hey man, this host had me up here washing dishes and scrubbing toilets after I checked out.
No, I know that, but it's just think about the experience of the guest, right? Some of the people that you're hosting is like maybe. I know I was reading something pretty interesting the other day. It's like I don't remember if I heard someone explain that. I think it was Tron actually talking about this. But if you think about it, here in the US, like how much people have a vacation time on average?
2 weeks on average.
2 weeks. Okay. Would you agree it's not a long time compared to other countries?
Well, I don't know other countries, but
okay. Normally in Europe, you get a month at least.
Okay.
So at least you get 4 weeks. So people want to make the most out of their 2 weeks of vacation, right? Or the holiday weekend. And they want things to go perfect, and they want to relax. So even if they have the option to leave a bad review, their vacation may be ruined because the host was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking more on the experience standpoint, right? It's like, okay, I have my 2 weeks of vacation every year. I want to spend it on an Airbnb. I want to go to a luxury property. I booked the place, spend a couple $1,000, a couple $100, and then they tell me I need to clean all of this. Even if they have the option to leave a bad review, the experience is still ruined.
A property that's charging you a couple thousand, like a big property like that, I doubt they're charging a cleaning fee.
Oh yeah, they are. No.
I'm saying I doubt they're charging you a cleaning fee and telling you to clean. Because also we have to now look at target avatar. Who the hell's sitting up typing up, hey, I had to clean up in this Airbnb with a cleaning fee on it? Probably a half-ass host anyway, a guest who's staying at a half-ass host place anyway, right? So
I don't think so. And that's the part. There are people there are operators that have only one large, beautiful house in a vacation rental. And they're doing that. I mean, it is happening.
It's the worst host, though. The host with one unit who tries to tell everybody how to do stuff. Like, dude, we have a 50-unit portfolio. You're with one and telling people how to do stuff because their mind isn't on business, right?
Right, but and that opens a really interesting conversation. What percentage of hosts are single property operators?
Most of them are.
Right. So that's the average of the market. So we are professional hosts. We are offering a professional service. We're focused on the guest experience, but we're dealing with people that they don't know what they're doing. And again, they're telling the guests to mop the floor before leaving. And that's what creating the bad PR that is hitting us.
And the funny thing is, as many times as I've stayed in Airbnb, well, I guess I read the rules. The average person doesn't. We just talked about that, right? I've never stayed at a place that told me to clean up. Like, I don't tell people to clean up, but at the same time, if you are charging a cleaning fee, you shouldn't be telling people to clean up. But if you aren't charging one, I don't think the guest should be expecting a clean place. Seriously. Like, what hotel does charge a cleaning fee? Every hotel charges a cleaning fee baked into the price. But if I'm not charging a cleaning fee at all, are you really?
No, but that's the point with Airbnb. They don't want to have it. Here's the thing. I think Airbnb is part of the growing a company. It's like when they got started, they were charging a cleaning fee because it's a simple thing, and they realized, hey, we should have never let people charge a cleaning fee. I think Airbnb is realizing of that, but it's just that it was too complicated for the pricing structure as a single operator and the original idea of an Airbnb not to charge a cleaning fee. But when you get to this point, it's like, because, I mean, when we're saying we're not charging a cleaning fee, we're charging the clean cost. Mm-hmm. We're just not charging as a clean fee. We're charging in the clean on the rate.
See,
so which is complicated to do because you need to play around with the pricing rules and all the shit, so you actually can get the money.
I agree. It is complicated. My thing is, in a few months, because guests on Airbnb, man, they always get smart about shit. When all these people with no cleaning fees and these guests start complaining about the place not being clean, and, back in the day, you'd be like, oh, damn, send me some pictures. You verify the pictures with the cleaner. And you're like, okay, I can send the cleaner out or I can, give you a cleaning fee refund. Do you think it's going to start hitting people in the pockets if, well, I can send my cleaner out? They're like, no, I don't want the cleaner out. I want a refund. Yeah, well, you start refunding that accommodation cost, starts to add up.
But Airbnb is already refunding whatever they want.
Exactly.
So they're already doing that. So I don't think it's going to change a lot in that sense.
Because you could refund the cleaning fee in response. And usually Airbnb like, well, he gave you the cleaning fee back. That's always worked for me. If it was just a place that I know wasn't clean and they showed me pictures, they would usually just take the cleaning fee and go.
Okay.
But
now
it was hefty though. Go ahead.
But what if this is going to be something that's going to hold guests accountable, hosts accountable to have their places clean? That's going to raise the bar.
Taking off the cleaning fee? I'm not sure.
No, the fact about getting people, stays being refunded because they're not clean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm gonna stay in a place and it's not clean, I want a fucking refund. I've been to one of my I've been to some of my places, and I opened the door to quality check my cleaners. I was like, I'll get a refund right away.
Steve actually made a good point. If you were to put no cleaning fee in the title and they show up and the place wasn't clean, you could be like, well, you read the title.
Go on, but no cleaning, period, fee.
But let's. I want to drive. I want this to drive everyone to be better operators. Yeah. That's what I wish this will take us to. I don't know if that's what's gonna happen, but I mean, I do see that this making sense on a PR standpoint. If I'm playing, the devil's advocate or Airbnb's advocate, I do understand what they want people not, because if you go to social media, you're gonna see that every time that this, it happens once a month. There's this asshole influencer type of thing saying, I'm here at this Airbnb and my host told me that I need to do the lawn, and they charge me the cleaning fee.
In a hotel.
I'm gonna go to a hotel right now with my so that's a video I see every 3 weeks or so.
Funny thing is, Well and Good told us this was coming. Jonathan Wicks with Well and Good told us like a year ago this was going to happen. He goes, Airbnb wants to get rid of the cleaning fee. Remember? And a lot of people were like, no, they don't. And he was like, I'm telling you, they want to get rid of the cleaning fee. And now here we are. It has happened, So me personally, what I am going to do, since I have been running at no cleaning fee, I've been running the no cleaning fee using Sean's method, upping the prices really high, giving rule set discounts, listing discounts. But what I am doing is I'm just using this time to I use everything to just not be dependent upon Airbnb, because it's just like, there's no way I can build my brand around that. I mean, I just don't want to do that. And that's why I want to go for the houses. That's why I was asking about the perfect unit. What unit's perfect? On my houses, I'm noticing they don't mind paying a cleaning fee. I'm like, that's my perfect unit. Mm-hmm. And I can get the target clientele that I want. But I understand the no cleaning fee. I understood it from jump, Go ahead,
on that note, man, it's funny because I was at work, talking to my buddy Shannon, right? He's a big brother. And I mentioned that because he was asking me ideas and stuff, and I was like, well, the algorithms changed, and he goes, for example, they want you to not charge a cleaning fee anymore, and he's like, and he's real loud. He said, "Fuck that!" He said it real loud. He's like, how you give him fucking, not charging them a cleaning fee? I have to pay $140 for someone to clean my. I was like, chill out, no, check it out. You just got to raise your prices and absorb it. If you're gonna do it, you can still charge. That's fine. With a house, it might not matter as much because there's not as many houses compared to 1 bedroom, 1 bath condos, whatever. But still, he hated the idea right off the jump, and that's what a lot of resistance, like you said, a lot of single owner Airbnbs or single, only have 1 unit. That's what Airbnb is coming up against. People like that. Fuck that. I'm not gonna give them a free cleaning and all this.
But again, if you look on the guest side. I guess that the cart abandonment for properties with high cleaning fees must be huge.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. I was telling Steve before we started the podcast, I'm trying to get tickets for the Formula 1 in Austin in October, right? Big fun. The resale, they're like for Sunday for race, they're like $450 each. Mm-hmm. So I was going through the purchase process. And when they add up their service and e-ticket delivery and all the crap, it came up to $1,000 for both. So it was it was less than, actually it was $350 each. So it was adding like $250 in fees. I didn't buy it. Mm-hmm. If it was only like the price they showed me at the beginning, I would buy it right away. But when I see like a $200 fee added up on top of that, it's like, no, this isn't, no.
I'm just seeing that goes to another point. That cleaning fee is a very small portion of what's all being charged there. Because most sophisticated guests know what's the biggest fee if you're paying on Airbnb?
Airbnb fees.
They're paying 12%, 3%, 12%. Mm. That's big as hell. Matter of fact, no, it's 15, right? Because they're 3%.
No, they're paid 12 to 15, depending on the market.
And if let's go to the market. Let's say Airbnb is taking out taxes. Who's paying that?
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean,
it's relative to the nightly rate as well. It's relative to the nightly rate. It's not the same paying $100 for cleaning on a place where it's $300 a night to pay $60 on cleaning fee where you're charging $59 a night.
Correct. So this is another thing I would suggest. Remove your cleaning fee, brand all your photos, start seeing how many direct people start coming to you. Because they left their fee there. They can look at the fee. And if your cleaning fee is lower or the same price as the host service fee, which I played with, I was like, let me test that out. Been getting a lot more direct bookings. So people don't, it's just like you just said about Formula 1. People don't like hidden costs. That's just simply what it is. If the shit's, I'm going to tell you a funny story one time. It's a long time ago. Me and my buddy, he had moved to Houston, right? And I had just moved to Dallas. I'd probably been living here 1 or 2 years. And I went down to his place. We went to the strip club.
Long time Great story already. Great story.
Already loving it.
But this is the thing about hidden costs, right? So we go to the strip. He lives like on this block, and you can walk behind his alleyway of his apartments, and it leads straight to the strip club. Oh. By the way, this is a strip club James Harden was known at. He had his own section over there, his jersey up and everything. So we get in this place, and like my friend, my buddy, my boy, he was dressed. He had on glasses that night, right? So we walk in, we get inside, and like these girls, they looked at him. I think they kind of took him for a sucker or a chump, right? So they grab him, right? I'm like, oh shit, man, lucky night. So I go sit in the corner. I'm waiting for him. And like 20, 30 minutes later, he comes to me, he's running, he's out of breath. I'm like, damn, man, what happened? I'm like, man, and like he's like this music loud, and he's pumping. He's like, yo, bro. And he finally whispers, man, he's like, yo, bro, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm like, for what? He goes, I just had to tackle one of these strippers to get my glasses because they told me, because they were over there giving him a private lap dance. He goes, they tried to charge me $800.
Oh my God.
They didn't discuss any of this with him, right? They just come and grab him, take him. So I'm like, oh shit, man. So I'm like, oh, let's get out of here. So he had tackled one of them, got his glasses back, and we got the hell out of there, bro. But the point is, nobody likes hidden costs. So be straight up with your costs and you have a happier customer.
Yeah.
I understand the no clean fee, but yeah, that's my story for the night. Long time when I was young, man.
Hidden cost, man. There wasn't even a price on the damn menu.
Yeah.
Shit.
Exactly. So yeah, man.
Is that a Harvard case study?
No, but I understand where they're going. It's been for us. Honestly, what I've been doing the no clean fee method. And then whenever I start seeing huge vacancies come up, another thing Airbnb is promoting really hard is their promotions. I'll promote Sunday through Thursday, but on those promotion days, if you stay 7 or more days, I'll give you even bigger discount. So then they'll book the whole week or something like that. And I've been doing that, and that works really well, really great as well. Those 20% promotions will get you booked instantly, but you have to price really, really high.
With the no-clean fee, we can get in a ton of bookings. We've been booked up, but our revenue has dropped because it is at a lower fee, a lower nightly rate, regardless of the clean fee.
Mm-hmm.
But I came to a point where I prefer sitting a night. If our clean cost is $60, I prefer having the night booked at 80 than not having it booked at all, 80 total.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's gonna show Airbnb that our place is getting booked consistently and we're an interesting listing, and it's gonna show us higher in the ranking. The other thing we've been trying is funny, right? Because when you get started to Airbnb, everyone tells you, "Oh, it's your first listing. Don't use the Airbnb smart pricing because it's too cheap and blah 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 blah." But Airbnb, and this is something that Sean explained, is Airbnb is gonna give you more exposure if you use their smart pricing because they consider that that's the price point for your property. So that means that you are pricing the exact rate, even though it may be too cheap for your property. But if you're having no bookings at all, if you have an empty calendar coming up, open the smart pricing for a little while, get bookings, then shut it down. Even if you want to close the further out dates, or you can actually go to a calendar and click and select the further out dates and deactivate smart pricing. I just activated it for the next 30, 60 days, but start getting bookings.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna come to the end of the month and say, hey, I didn't get a place. And you know, it's fine to accept that your place may not be worth what you think it's worth. I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. It's you think you expect or you price your place because of what your expenses are and how much effort and money you put into a place, but actually if you look at your competition, your place is not worth that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard truth, but you need to realize that.
That's a fact. Because revamping your units, that's huge. Right now I'm revamping a unit that I need to pull some carpet out of. So take every chance you can get, guys. Revamp your units. Paint a wall. I don't care if you paint a wall. I seen this badass Erykah Badu themed unit in Dallas. That thing is killing it. I actually want to get that girl on the show because whoever painted that badass Erykah Badu themed unit in Dallas, that was perfect. It's themed. It's an experience. Erykah Badu's from Dallas, so people will come just to see that. So yeah, do something different, man. It's. I know Sean's having a lot of unit with good luck with the pink units. My boy out in Atlanta, he does the themed units like pink unit, all blue, everything green. He'll put everything so it stands out. So yeah, do stuff that stands out, but especially if you're in the apartment space, because you do have to you have to stand out if you're in apartments, man. It's too much damn competition out there. So yeah, you definitely got to do stuff to stand out, and yeah, find a way to absorb the cleaning fee into your reservation costs. That's been working for me as well.
Yeah. Just a matter of time, I think, until a lot of the people that have been jumping to space lately are gonna start dropping out.
They are.
I see that happening a lot. I mean, even some of our clients are reaching out saying, "Hey, listen, I'm thinking on turning this into a long-term rental, and I just want thinking on getting rid of the property." And you know what? It's fine, because if you're not making profit, It's fine. I mean, and I feel sorry about that because and again, as I said at the beginning, we're outperforming the market. If we're outperforming the market and that's still not giving you the results that you want.
I have a question. So any of those people that say they want to turn them into a long-term rental, see if they want to sell. Send them to Airbnb if they want to sell. Yeah, if they want to sell. I mean, hey, if it ain't making no money.
Sell their arbitrage?
No, the ones that they own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If y'all ain't buying, I'll run the numbers, see what I can do. Sub 2.
Yeah, we get first dibs because they'll sell them to us first.
Oh yeah. I already started my real estate license training to get the.
Go for your real estate license?
I'm going for it. Yeah.
Mahogany was thinking about going back for hers, but yeah, it's a good thing to have, especially
for the referral fees.
You can get referral fees without having a license, man. I get referral fees
from real estate agents. From real estate agents.
Yeah, just send them a deal. But like, just sign a contract with them and send them a deal. But like, hey, I got this deal, and they'll send you a referral fee. Now to run comps, or you could pay someone's quarterly dues and get access to the MLS too. Which,
yeah,
I'm not saying I do that, but you can.
No, yeah, but I want to get the license and yeah, we need to expand our interest and get into buying property, and I have a lot of people interested in investing that I'm bringing from Argentina. So
yeah, having a license
that's gonna help. Then that's gonna be fun.
So did the Mavs give up too much for Kyrie?
Yeah, he ain't gonna stay.
No?
Nah, he ain't staying here.
Think so?
No.
And the tickets went so high
for this year.
For this year, yeah, but you only give up stuff like that if you're guaranteed a title. Like when the Lakers gave up all their young talent in the long run, yeah, that was stupid. In the short run, well, you won a title doing it. You know what I mean?
They won a title in a basketball gym with no fans, right? It's still a title.
You know, it's kind of like if you're gonna risk it all, it better work. You know, it better work.
Yeah.
But nah, the Mavs. Sorry, Mavs. That was I mean, I'm going to a Mavs game because that's my favorite point guard, so I'm going to watch them. But nah, I don't think it'll work. I don't think Cuban's gonna get Luka a ring anytime soon. I think he's gonna dirk him.
He's gonna dirk him.
Yeah, Dirk should have had like 2-3 rings by now. I mean, when he was in the league, he should have had 2 or 3.
So, did you want to discuss possibly going back to a day job?
Oh yeah, man, I am going back March 6th.
Oh shit!
Really?
Yeah, I'm going back to a day job while Mahogany takes care of the day-to-day business operations, getting more units. She's getting more comfortable talking to sellers. We just had an appointment today, so that was good. A lot of good learning lessons in that. But no, man, I really realized. So my goal, if you don't see my goals behind me, my goal is to own doors. Like I need to actually own doors, and I want to own them. So interest rates on DSCRs stupid right now. Like I'm probably gonna have to flip this house that we're rehabbing. So I'm like, man, it'd be easier just have a 9-to-5. So my mentor, he was like, leave your 9-to-5 after you've paid off the number of doors you need to pay off and make your monthly cash flow. So once I'm making like $20,000 a month cash flow, everything my bank's paid off, then I'll probably consider leaving. But that'll be 10, 15 years down the line from now. So
you're doing it so you can start buying houses and showing that you have a job. So you get you can go through banks again.
Yeah, that, and then just if I see a deal that I don't really want to BRRRR, if it's just the right number, I can just go ahead and attack it. And then also with kids, we've had, this whole time we've had our 1-year-old at home with us the whole time. Like, so we're working, we got to kind of work around her schedule. Yeah, bro. It was like, and then, Mahogany, I don't know if you guys know, the fans know, but, Mahogany's mom passed a couple months ago. So that took its toll. Yeah, that took its toll on us. So it was just like, we got to try something different. And so the good thing about this last year is me and Mahogany both got on the real estate thing really, really hard together. So we've been doing a lot. So then she can take over. And this goes back into, and I'll touch on it here shortly, but basically we found our strengths in the business. So I can be away and she can handle certain things. And if she needs me, she can come to me. But this goes back to what I was saying last week about taking that DISC assessment. If you take that DISC assessment through Tony Robbins, it'll help you out of who you are for your business. Are you a red, a blue, a green, or a yellow? That's really good stuff to know. And then you know how to operate. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going back for a while.
So you didn't like when you, I guess, I was asking because you're one of the ones that I've know done it. Actually, you got successful at your business, you started making good cash flow, and then you jump ship at your job. You're one of the one of the few that I know that have done it. Fed did it too. That was different though. They had like runaway inflation in Argentina, so he was just wasting time at work. It was getting paid like $2 an hour after inflation, and
it was a great job.
And so so I was gonna say, so is there anything that you would do different when you jump out next time? What did you do that you should have done differently when you jumped?
I should have stayed and I should have let Mahogany jump.
Okay.
I should have stayed and let Mahogany jump. And then we're an oiled machine. If I would have stayed, we could have had everything we had now. We'd probably be at a little bit more cushioned as far as cash. And then she could have been just ramping up like wholesale deals, getting where we needed to be so we can just burr. So that's what I would have done different. When you do leave, leaving is goal dependent. I'll say that. The one thing about me and you, Steve, we're married, we have kids. So when you do leave, I'll say this: make sure you get your cash flow can cover everything for like months and months out, right? So me, I'm leaving when my income, my income from my long-term side is $20K a month. So the short-term stuff's just gravy. The long-term stuff, that's just my check, that's my play money and whatever. So you gotta have to kind of set your business, your life up for how you operate. You know what I mean? So, you do, like, I was still getting a W-2 even though I was off my job. I had my business paying me. You pay me in Mahogany so we can show a W-2. But it's just about setting up your business. But what I would do different, I would have stayed and I would have told Mahogany to go. But in the circumstances that I left in, like I was in the hospital bed, I was sick, Mahogany was pregnant, she couldn't be there with me, and I was just like, let me go ahead and leave. But if I should have reconsidered it because Mahogany wanted to leave, and I always said I wanted her to go first. But the good thing out of it, I did get her off her job. She's off. So I can go back and I'll just do my thing, and then she's off, build up everything, and then start doing BRRRRs. But yeah, when are you thinking about leaving, Steve?
Well, my goal is before I turn. How old am I now? I'm 45. I'm 30 years old.
You're 40, right?
I'm 45, man. And so I said I would retire when I'm 45. So that gives me all the way up until September 28th, which is my birthday.
Okay.
So how me and you and you and your wife mirror each other, right?
Yeah.
We got married on the same day, same birthdays, all kinds of craziness, man. It's nuts. Do what?
I said, yeah, it was weird. We had that dinner. I was like, what? And you were like, yeah, we got married in February. I was like, dang, we did too. Okay. Well, yeah.
So it's nuts. So that's what I have. I have to do it. I don't have to do it, but that's my goal, is to retire by 45. And so that would give me all the way till September 28th. Right now it's we're in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So I have 7 months.
Okay.
To jump ship. And I'm getting everything in place right now.
Okay, so what's your goal? To like make sure, what do you do? Oh, another thing.
No debts, zero debts. I'm gonna have zero debts before I leave, except for mortgage debt. Yeah. But I'm already working towards having zero debt, except for mortgages before I jump ship. So
that's a good goal.
That shouldn't be too far away.
Do you have?
I just have one car payment that's almost paid off, and a couple credit cards.
Oh, I have something to tell you. Do you have an active income? That is what I was going to tell you. If you leave your job, do you have an active income?
Well, an active. Well, I guess Argis,
Is Argis active?
Well, I'm every day I'm working on it.
What's your passive?
The passive would be the long-term rentals, I guess, because I don't mess with those too much.
Does your passive cover all your expenses for 3 months and 1 month?
I gotta sit. Oh, wow. In 1 month, it covers 3 months of expenses. Is that what you're saying? My passive? Oh no.
I would say so. My only suggestion would be work up building up your passive, because if the active falls off, anything falls off with active, you're like, fuck, you got to go get more active income. But if you got passive covering you, you're good. So when active falls off, cool. We can let's work and get this built back up. That's how my mentor taught me. He goes, you can't leave. He goes, a lot of these young people, especially people my age, me, Fedi's age, a little younger than us, he goes, they make all this active income, leave their job, shit goes wrong with the active, you ain't got no passive to back you up. So he's saying his passive income, he ain't got to work. He goes, my passive income covers me, but I have active income too. So if active income starts fucking up, I can work. I have the time from my passive income to go ramp it back up. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Airbnb bust put a lot of mofos back to work.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's active income.
Man, the other day I read that 82% of the people that were part of the great, what was it called?
Resignation.
The great resignation are so they are going back to jobs, so that they
great application.
Yeah.
The great application. I was just bullshitting, boss. Come on, I was joking.
No, but this is what's funny though. This is the funny part. I'm going back to the job I was already at.
Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of those people who were just like, oh, F it and just walking off their shit.
Yeah.
That was some silly shit. I was like,
giving the finger to the bosses.
Yeah. Came in, laid their dick on the table and told them what they were. But no, man. But honestly,
the soccer moms are reaching for the dial right now. Oh shit!
Oh my bad.
No, come on. They know that. It's on iTunes we're explicit. We are
considered explicit. Probably why we're not as rated as the other people. But no. Soccer mom. No, but honestly, but that is what I would tell you to do is make sure if you can do it, work to get a bunch of passive income. Get that passive income rolling in. So if anything goes wrong, hits the fan, you got another stream of income. And that is one thing I learned this year after like my mentor started really breaking it down. He was like, dude, you got to have some passive income. Like these people, he goes, these older people you see off their jobs, he goes, they do active income. Like that's even with the coaching thing, right? Like if you coach, like these people turn into coaches and gurus or whatever you guys want to call them. A lot of these people are coaching and dependent upon that income. So if shit takes a turn, it starts dwindling. They in panic mode. You know what I mean? So, but if it's passive, you have something passive covering you, you can turn that teaching into like a passion for you. You know what I mean? So if it dwindles, it dwindles. Oh, well, I'm still good. So that's my thing. That's why I'm going back to work. I want to build a bunch of passive income.
Yeah.
Especially those gurus that were charging like $1,000 a month for their knowledge, right? They're gonna jump ship right? All those people that aren't making money at their Airbnbs or whatever they're doing, they're gonna cut that expense first before anything else.
Because if things go south with Airbnb and I could open an OnlyFans account, like who's gonna pay for me?
I mean, that hit the table for me. Like, we could do some OnlyFans shit. I mean, you got to put your self-worth and dignity on the line. You got to start analyzing life. Like, I got kids. I don't know about.
Yeah, girls will be like, "What are we watching here? All he's doing is cold calls all day. This is dumb. When is he gonna show his stuff?"
You don't want to be like that kid. I think I'm in like Minnesota or somebody. Or he got teased, and he told his teachers that the kids were teasing him because his mom had an OnlyFans and they were watching it.
Oh man,
that's how you gotta have some self-worth and dignity, man. You know, I got kids, bro. Come on now, little Timmy's out there getting teased on the playground.
Now you OnlyFanners out there making content. You can rent all our places all you want. Man. It's very comfortable. We got some circle lights for you. Some nice 4K cameras can be put in there for you. Hey.
No cameras in Airbnbs.
Oh yeah,
be careful what
you can bring your own camera. That's what I meant. You could bring your own camera.
He's joking.
No,
next thing we know is or I got this block.
These I ain't gonna lie, man. I go to the gym a lot, right? So I post my stories. When I'm like in the sauna, I'll post a story, and like you can see but I always tag the gym that I'm at. And like you can see who's watching your story that's at the gym. And like I'll click on it and see like you'll click these people's pages, man. Half those people in the gym having OnlyFans. I'm not even joking. I'm like, dang, this is what y'all do. But I started realizing I go to the gym now at the time entrepreneurs are in there. You know, when I was going at 8 o'clock, when I was going at like 5, 6 in the morning, it was different. You go at like 8, 9 o'clock, you know, those people are walking that treadmill so they can hop on that pole tonight, man. I'm just saying. Oh, man, me and Mahogany noticed it. I'm like, yeah, it's your business. I seen somebody walking the treadmill with heels on. I was like, I don't want to know what you do for this, but
male or female?
Male, female. But yeah, man.
Maybe you remember when COVID, when you couldn't buy a damn webcam anywhere. I just wanted a webcam to do podcasting, and they were sold out everywhere. Every chick started OnlyFans and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you invested in Zoom during the COVID, man, you got paid. You got paid. But yeah, sorry guys, we went
off on a tangent there.
Yeah, we went off on a tangent. But yeah, like we were saying, no hidden costs, because hidden costs will end up and may have to tackle a stripper. So no cost.
I like the passive tip you gave me. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Right now, my houses, the long-term ones, and if I tighten my belt a little on the budget, they could pay for my monthly. You know what I'm saying? I can't pay for 3 months, like you said, to get it to where you can pay for 3 months at a time. I'm not there yet, but now I'm thinking like, oh shit, maybe I need, because I always consider my long-term rentals as my savings bonds, and then the short-term rentals as my high yield stocks.
Check it out. How many long-term rentals you got?
Like me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
Okay, so I without partners, I have 4.
Okay.
Houses, and 3 of them are the long-term rentals. 1 we live in, the other 3.
Yeah. So 3, you have 3 rentals, right?
3 long-term rentals by myself. Yeah.
Okay. So basically you're leaving with the same amount that I had. So those 3, how much what's the rent? What's the highest you could raise the rent to right now and get someone to move in?
It's a good question. I think there are 2 of them are at the high end already. One's a little at the lower end, but that's the ones that my very first house that turned into a rental, where I still have those same renters for like 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as soon as they move out, I'm gonna put a lot of work into it, right? Bring it up to date and everything, and repair shit. But I can raise the rent on that one. Right now it's right at $1,550, but I could probably raise it to get it into the 1900s, but I'd have to put work into it.
Okay. So this is what I would tell you. I'm just giving advice because this is the next time I leave mine, I need to have all my long-term rentals need to bring me $20K a month, but I'm not focusing on cash flow. Like, oh, this is going to bring me 300 as a long-term rental. This is going to bring me 300. I need 6 more doors. Yeah, I need 6 more doors. 6 more doors will put me at $20,000 a month cash flow with them all being paid off. So once I get the 6 more doors, I'm going to pay off the 10 properties that I have. That'll bring me the $20,000 a month on a long-term lease. So then, even if they are short-term rentals, no matter what, my business has to pay me. So I still get my $20K. If the business is dwindling, we'll figure out a way to pick it up so they're cash flowing. You want to make your business have to pay you. You know what I mean? So if they're paying you that long-term rent, you're going to run into any $20,000 problems in a month? Probably not.
You never know. But hopefully not.
Well, I mean, if you're a frugal person, I mean, you're not just blowing money off. You know what I mean? That's how and then with you having $20,000 a month passive income coming in, look at how much equity you have. You probably have well over $1 million in equity. My mentor said this: you're going to run into any $1 million problems? Probably not.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I say hopefully not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say to people. Especially, and I always want people to know the advice that me and Steve talk about. We're married with kids, so you do have to analyze your own lifestyle and understand where you are, and then you can kind of make a sound decision, know how much income you want. See, because some people might only want $10,000 a month. That might be 5 doors. Get 5 doors, pay them off. That's pretty easy. But you just have to have the goal and intent to do it.
Cool, man.
I want to be a millionaire. That's why I came to America.
Buy property, man. Got to buy property.
Now, what do you think about the current? And that's something I've been talking with Steve a lot. There's a lot about the housing market is gonna crash and things talking about that. I don't think it's gonna happen here in Texas.
Even if it does, and this is what I'm gonna say, because me and Steve, shit, we met through Bigger Pockets. We were real estate guys before the short-term rental stuff. We just found short-term rentals and started doing it, right? So this is what I always say: the market's gonna always change. It's just, do you have a strategy that changes to fit the market? Honestly, what it is. I mean, if it's a time that you need to sub 2, do you know how to sub 2? If it's time that you need to do a seller finance, do you know how to do that? If it's a time that you can do BRRRRs, do you know how to do that? It's about having tools on your tool belt. That's all it's about. The marketing, the people who talk about the market crashing are either getting paid from it, Robert Kiyosaki, or people that don't know shit about real estate.
Right.
So that's really what it is. Because like when people, you can lose your down payment. Well, change your down payment. Everything in real estate is negotiable.
And that's another question, because I want to learn for myself, right? Do you need to buy courses to learn sub 2, BRRRR, and all of that, or you can just read books? You
can read books. I did my first one by myself. It was a really good BRRRR. It was a really good one. I loved it, and that's the BRRRR that I love. But if you want to learn BRRRR, I would tell you to read the BRRRR book. And if that doesn't do you for you, you can join the mentorship that I'm in with Thatch Wynn. He teaches me everything about it. Or if you want to learn sub 2, go pay some Orby. Mm-hmm. Sub 2 creator finance, I'll go pay some Orby. Like that's the BRRRR shirt I'm wearing. It's through Springboard that you can go with them.
Yeah, I'm following Pace in YouTube. He's pretty cool. I love the way he explained how to structure your LLCs through a holding company. I actually had a call with the people that he recommend.
Honestly, for how y'all are, I would tell Fetty to go Pace, Steve to go Thatch, because Steve has a family. I don't know if Pace does, but the stuff that Thatch teaches it's for like people who have families and stuff, and it's a lot of eye-opening good shit. Yeah, because like I know Fetty, you don't have kids, right? So yeah, Pace is
not in the plan.
Not in the plan. Oh damn! No plans.
Not in the pipeline.
I just want
to have a huge ranch with 100 dogs.
Oh yeah, I forgot you like dogs. Okay, yeah. But yeah, man, it's just learning the wealth side, because I ain't gonna lie. A few years I got caught up on the arbitrage thing, and then I kind of had to sit back. I'm like, this ain't really what I've been working on. Just cash flow. I'm like, hell no, I want appreciation, cash flow, equity, all that. So, and a lot of people are selling this whole millionaire thing, and they ain't even millionaires, man. They make $1 a year in Airbnb. They don't make you a damn millionaire. Can you sell your business for that much? You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell people.
That's a great point. And when we got started with Steve, we always say our end goal is to buy property. And that's what we've been doing. So we've been achieving that.
About 3.
We already got 3 properties, and I got the connections to bring people with cash to start buying property, and we want to start doing, creative ways of buying property. That's part of what we've been doing already as well.
Why don't y'all go multifamily? It's 2 of y'all.
And that's what we want to do as well.
Yeah, and Steve has a 9-to-5. Shit, there you go.
Aren't we qualified already for commercial?
For what?
For commercial property?
No, you don't. Yeah, you can't use it, but you can do small multifamilies, 1 to 4, 2 to 4 units. Or you can go big multifamilies. With it being 2 of y'all, so like if y'all were just to start, because Steve needs passive income, wants passive income, right? You can look at multifamily plays, commercial multifamily, or like 4 units and up. Like my friend, and this is why I love being in different courses, because you start meeting different people. I have a friend up in Seattle. He's, I think, like 4 years older than me, or 2 or 3 years older than me. He's fully retired. But what he did was, he took all his money from his active income, because he had a huge active income in Seattle, and he just started buying multifamilies in the Midwest. So now he's off his job, because that brings him so much cash flow on a long-term basis. He doesn't even short-term rent them. That brings him so much cash flow, he can just live comfortably.
Yeah. Even for me and my wife, we don't own our properties ourselves right now. And we still have the opportunity to buy our first property at 3% down. And I want to buy a multifamily.
Yeah, I would get a 4 unit.
Yeah, so I've been talking to her about that.
I ain't gonna lie, man. House hacking is the fastest way to do it, honestly. Yeah. That's like the fastest way to like have financial freedom is house hacking.
3% down.
I ain't gonna lie. Me and Mahogany were looking at our backyard, dude. Like, Damn, I wish I could do back there, but I can't because I have an easement. But if you do buy a house that might not even be a multifamily, but if it has a backyard and you can build an in-law suite or a dadu on the back of it, because in the future of the United States, that's what's going to be coming and taking over is dadus. Like you see these people talking about dadus. A lot of people don't know about it because Texas doesn't evaluate dadus yet. But
What's a dadu, first of all?
Detached accessory dwelling unit. So basically like an in-law suite in your backyard. Like let's say a tiny home in your backyard, that can be considered a dadu. So for the longest time, especially in the South, dadus weren't valued with the property. They still aren't in Texas, but Atlanta just started evaluating them with the property. So let's say your house is worth $250,000 and you build a dadu, like a 1,200 square foot dadu in the back. And let's say that evaluates at $75,000. Look how much equity you just have. So like how people are getting rich and are getting like becoming multifamily, really wealthy up in Seattle. You can build a dadu. You can have a 5,000 square foot lot. You build a multifamily, a 4-unit on it, right? Let's say that multifamily appraises comes in at 800,000, just throwing random numbers. You can build a dadu on the back, same size, another 800,000. You now have a $1.6 million lot.
Wow.
That's coming to Texas and everywhere else. So the next big wave of wealthy people ain't this short-term rental Airbnb shit. It's people that have dadus in their backyard. Yeah.
Not doo-doos.
Not doo-doos. It's called a dadu or ADU, accessory dwelling.
ADU.
Yeah.
See, but what he loves most about the United States is our acronyms.
I bet he does.
In the same company, we had like the same acronym for two different things. So depending who are you talking about, you need to assume what did they mean. I love America. This is the greatest country in the world. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
but that and the stupid measurement system. Dishwashers by bananas.
Yeah, this table is 3 dishwashers long.
Damn, I got to take some show notes, man.
Today when I went to this med exam, she was like, "Okay, how tall are you?" Shit, let me convert this. 198. Oh, I'm 6'6". I'm very tall. And then what's your weight? It's like,
you're 12 and a half stones. That's the English. What the hell is
do you guys talk in kilograms?
Oh yeah, like the rest of the world.
It's true.
It's only here, it's only here that you talk about pounds, pints, and inches. Like literally, the rest of the world talks in the same system, which is pretty simple because like 100 centimeters is a meter.
Yeah,
it's easy.
It's easy.
I like easy. My kid, they're teaching my daughter in kindergarten. They're teaching her the centimeters and all.
It's just, it's just a matter of getting reference. It's just that. It's like looking at the weather. You told me the weather outside is 50 degrees. I have no idea if it's cold or warm. I don't know yet.
In Texas, that's cold.
Yeah, but I have no idea.
Just remember the dadu.
When I used to go up to Canada and they would start changing shit to kilometers, I didn't know if I was speeding or what. Like, we had to look at the dash. It puts kilometers on there, but it's in big bold.
We're going 110 miles an hour.
I feel like I go very slow here because when I go to 60 is 100 for me.
Oh, hold on. 60 miles per hour is 100 for you?
100 kilometers. Yeah, around 100.
Is that's fast in Argentina?
Well, that's 60 here. Yeah. But you think about the number and you look at the dash.
Yeah. If we went to Argentina, we'd be like, oh shit, I'm doing 100 miles an hour, but you're going 60.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And even putting gas, the same thing because we do liters and a gallon is like 3 liters. So, so again, it's just getting adjusted. I'm fine so far, but. Again, we're talking about square feet and all of that. It's like I'm working on, trying to adjust to understand, to visually get an idea on what we're talking about.
Yeah. 200 square feet, the square footage. Yeah. It's pretty small, but yeah, I know what you mean.
And acres, because we have hectare, and it's different. Hectares. So yeah, it's fun.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Great show, man.
Yeah. Happy you're making the adjustment. And yeah, this is a great show. Talked a lot. I hope that ending was good, that passive income, active income, because that's what a lot of people need to hear, instead of just hearing people you can quit your job by doing this. Yeah.
Ask yourself, do you want to make $1,000 on cash flow with Airbnb? which is not passive as the gurus are saying, or do you want to build wealth? I think that's what you need to ask yourself.
That's true.
I think both of us, or all three of us here on this show, we're going in the right direction. And I say that because I know people outside, my job or outside of my job, whatever, that just they try the newest, hottest thing. They've been doing it forever. They try, hop onto this, hop onto that, hop onto Airbnb, hop onto midterm rentals, hop on whatever. They try everything, but they don't stick to it, And so once they quit that thing and they're on to a next thing, I'm already like we got 2 more units. We got 3 more units. We got 4 more units. We bought another house this year. We bought 2 more houses this year. We bought 3 more. It's like we got momentum. Whereas if they keep hopping off, everything they try every couple months, they try something new and they hop off, they're not going to build any momentum.
Yeah.
So we're leaving, we're all in a good position here. Just as long as as anybody listening to this show, even if you're not into real estate or short-term rentals, which I wouldn't know why you would listen to us if you're not into short-term rentals, stick to something, pick something and stick to it. You're going to get good at it. You have to fight through all the bullshit, but if you stick to it, you're going to be successful. You're going to be way ahead of everybody else that just starts, day one.
People don't want to pivot. They rather quit.
And if you think about it, if you look back in the last 5 years, you have like first people doing drop shipping on Amazon FBA, and then they moved to crypto, and now they're moving to Airbnb, and probably they're gonna move now to try to automate things with ChatGPT. And after that, they're gonna find a new thing.
I already heard people talking about that. The ones that jump, someone I know that jumps. She brought up that mixing drop shipping with ChatGPT. I was like, okay, that's the new thing.
There's no get rich scheme like that. There's no get rich in one day thing. You need to put a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, and it's an everyday thing. I think that's the main thing you need to keep in mind.
That's true, man. You ain't no get rich quick unless you got a kilo of that Colombo. But honestly, man, there ain't no get rich quick scheme. You got to be able to put the time in, man. And like I said, most people quit because they don't want to pivot. So when that pivot comes, it's like, I'm just going to quit and go to something else. But you're never going to be mastering anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, y'all stick to it. Go ahead.
In this country, I mean, that's one thing. We've always done drugs and kilos stuff. So that makes you happy, right?
No, I don't do a thing. Wait, I just got my green card. Don't get me into problems.
You say kilo in the hood, man. Hey, it's gonna be some ears.
Yeah.
I told Grams.
Graham's saying.
Hey, that'll get some ears turning too. Grams of what?
Twin.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, it's a fun journey. You just got to stick it out. Like I said, in business, it's okay to pivot, but don't quit. It's okay to pivot because pivoting, that's a part of the business. If you don't know how to pivot, that's the problem. You know what I mean? You got to know how to pivot, be able to take advice, go ask questions, and get to where you need to be.
Cool, man. Great show. Where can people find us, Mike?
You can find us you can send us an email, liveletthrive@gmail.com. You can make sure to hit the subscribe button below, leave us a review. And remember, if y'all are trying to turn your business passive, get you a good website, go to Boostly and make sure you go sign up for Hostfully, get $200 off the guidebooks. And you can get another, if you use discount code Thrive, get another discount for signing up for the PMP. And yeah, find us, liveletthrive@gmail.com. Remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Argus Rentals, argusrentals.com. Let Fetty and Steve manage your stuff. And if you have any broke down looking properties, send them to Airbnb. You can find us on Instagram, all that good stuff. And we are out.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.